So before you join that network marketing company, trust me, watch this video. All right, y'all. So what's going on, everybody? I am super excited to be here. My name is Taria Vision Avant, and I don't know if some of you guys know, but I actually was in 2 different network marketing companies in my previous past. Well, actually, I've been in more than that, but I had no success in those other companies. Matter of fact, you know what? This is going to take some wine. So I'll be right back. I got to go get a glass of wine. It's real talk. Whoo, Jesus. Okay, sorry, y'all. Okay. I had to get some wine for this conversation we're about to have because it's a real deal. Holyfield stuff. And I think I need some Jesus juice because I need Jesus on my side. Okay. And comment if you want to about my Jesus juice. Okay. I know some people will be like, that is not Jesus, Taria. But whatever. Stop judging if you... So anyways, a little bit about me is I have been an entrepreneur since 1999. I know I don't look old enough, but yes. I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. And for over 10 years, I was very unsuccessful. I had tried all these different things. I mean, I was selling knives, vacuum cleaners. I used to be a bail bondsman. Yes, I did. Insurance, door-to-door sale, all type of crap, right? And the reason why I say crap is because that's the type of money I made was crap money. Only because like I would get started in these things and like quit them. You know what I mean? Like I knew I wanted to do something big, but like it was too much work, or I got told no maybe 3 times, and I was just like, this isn't for me. I didn't understand the power of no. I didn't really have a mentor or coach or any of that, right? So then when my father passed away, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia to start my own business in multimedia. And I spent a whole lot of money, a crap load of money, and it didn't do well. And I got into the network marketing. Hold on. This wine is making me burp already. Hold on. Let me take a sip. Okay. So I got into the network marketing industry, and that was in 2009. I got into my first company, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But within about, I want to say about 6 months of being in the company, like it might have been less than that. Might have been like 4 months. I had earned like my first $1,000, right? And so I was like, oh my God, like they're really paying. And long story short, just fast forward to the second company I joined. It took me a good 12 plus months before I started seeing any kind of major income. But then I was able to hit the top of that company as well. And I stayed in that company for about 4 years. So the reason why I decided to record this video is because I've been seeing a lot of people create these YouTube videos calling network marketing a scam. And I know a lot of people want to know, well, you know, you no longer do network marketing. Why are you no longer in network marketing and things like that? Is it a scam? And all these different things. So I'm here to tell you some real deal stuff about the industry that I think that everybody needs to know. Now, first and foremost, is network marketing a scam? No, I don't, no way, shape, form, or another do I believe the industry is a scam as a whole. Are there scam companies? Yeah. And do companies do some scammy stuff? Yes, they do. And I'll talk a little bit about that. But when it comes to the industry, for real, y'all, it is a great opportunity. Now, here I go. I'm gonna be real transparent. Okay. There had come a point when I was in when I was in the first company, I really started to learn and pay attention to the people who were making money and the ones who were not. First of all, you do not need to have the most outgoing personality to have success and make 6 figures in network marketing. For me, when I was in that first company, nobody even really knew who I was. Like I just played the back of the room. I would be on my little computer. They would talk about me because I would be in the rooms on my computer, but your girl was bringing in the coin. Okay. I was making some money because I used to know how to use social media and stuff like that. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people think that you have to have that outgoing, but I will say that if you want to be a top leader in the industry, you do have to have some kind of a swag with you, right? You got to have confidence with you. You've got to have a look. And I'm not necessarily meaning that you have to look like a top model or anything like that. But you do need to like look good. I mean, when I pay attention to a lot of the top leaders, they dress well, or they just have an energy that even if they not necessarily the most appealing to the eye, just off of glance, and of course, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but let's just say whatever, but they have swag, they have confidence, they're able to do well. And all of that comes through really personal development. So for me, one of the best things I took away from network marketing was that I learned a lot about growth, and I really was able to develop as a person and as a leader to be able to build my own stuff, right? Now, yes, I made money, and majority of my team did not. And that was one of the craziest things ever, because what I was saying is in the first company, I remember getting to a point where I would start enrolling people and I knew for a fact, like, this person is not going to make money, because I could just tell by their energy. I could tell by their swag. I could tell by their conversation. But, you know, in the industry, you're taught that, you know, you got to recruit, you got to bring people in. So when it comes to, is network marketing a scam? I will say that most companies start off with the right mission, but then what happens is they bring in leaders that are like on this recruitment thing where they want you to recruit. But the truth is, when it comes to network marketing, the goal is to be able to sell more of the products. So I was like, yo, I cannot be in this company no more, because like I'm enrolling people and I know for a fact they're not going to win. Like, I can tell. And so then that's when I got into another company, because I was like, you know, everybody say, well, you got to be a product of the product, or, you know, it's all about the product and stuff like that. So I got into a business where we served coffee, and I did very good in that company. And a lot of my team was doing decent. Another cool thing that I loved about that company was that the coffee, like, I had some dope distributors, because we would make our coffees, like, we would make all these different fancy coffees, like frappuccinos, macchiatos, I don't even know. But we would do vendoring events, right? And so I would see people who would never be able to recruit people. They could get into the company and start to make these great beverages, and they were making money doing that. So for me, it was a great deal. Like, I love the fact that we had a product where people can do it. And, you know, I will tell you guys that, you know, you do want to make sure that it is something that when you do get into a network marketing company, it is a product or a service that you do see it as an opportunity for people to really make money, right? But where stuff started to get real funky dory, right, was when I did hit the top level of leadership, and I started seeing stuff that most people don't ever see. See, when it comes to network marketing, if you make 6 figures or you hit one of the top levels of leadership, which, by the way, those do not equate. Just because you hit a top leader does not mean you are automatically making 6 figures. So sometimes that is very deceiving, because when I hit the top level in my company, I was not making 6 figures. In fact, I was pissed as hell because I was still broke. My income didn't catch up with my pen level until months after. And I don't think I've ever shared that in public. Like, I was pissed. I was like, yo, y'all told me that when I hit this level, I would be making money. And not only will I be making money, like, I had been, like, that month where I hit it, I traveled to like six different states. And so I wasn't, but the money did catch up and I was making money. Okay. So like, and it caught up fast. Like, I mean, like, when it finally caught up, like, the money it was good. But when I hit that level of leadership, you then move into basically a different bracket of a circle. Your circle changes, and you now are in this circle of leaders, and you start to learn about a whole lot of shiggity stuff that's taking place. And that's where, for me, I did not like the industry. I didn't like a lot of the stuff that was taking place. There was a lot, I mean, in a lot of network marketing companies, there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens with the leadership. I mean, with leaders sleeping with people in your organization, causing people to leave, with, you know, the drama, because, you know, when people start making this kind of money, which we're talking about, you know, people making not $40,000 a month, but like $40,000 a week. Some maybe $20,000 a week. Like, money was crazy. And when you start talking about making this kind of money and you have this circle, it's a lot of drama that happens and you don't see any of that. And to me, that's the deceiving. Like, it's deceiving to tell people that you want to get to this circle. And then when you get to the circle, it's a whole lot of craziness. And I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't know if that's how it is with every single company, but I know with the 2 companies I was in, when you hit those leadership levels, it was a lot of drama. And I just don't like that type of drama. And I get it. I'm pretty sure that with any kind of company, whether it's network marketing or whatever, because people have lack mentality. And so there ends up being a lot of friction and drama. Like I told you, the sleeping around, that was horrible to me as well. And just the fakeness. It was a whole lot of fakeness, right? So people smile in your face. They don't really fool with you. And another thing that I hated was, like, for example, when I decided to become an author and brand myself, which I thought was a great thing to do. Like, honey, that put me in a position where a lot of the leaders kind of outcasted me or blackballed me from even being a part of, the calls and coming to do meetings with them because I wrote a book. And for me, I thought that writing a book was a great way to brand yourself. It's a great edification tool. Hey, let me get you on the phone with my upline. She's an author, speaker, coach, and she's one of the top leaders in the company. That's what I thought. I thought it was a great thing. And so to be blackballed or to be told, like, you will not be a part of the platform anymore because you're trying to brand yourself, I thought that was crazy. Now, I will say not all companies are like that. There are some companies who really understand the power behind branding yourself because you want what company would not want their leaders to also be able to show that as a result of this is what's happening in my life. But that was just some of the stuff that I was dealing with. It was crazy, y'all. And so when I see people say, like, network marketing companies are scam and a lot of people don't make money, I always say you got to also focus on some of the great things that you get. Now, I'm going to get to that in a second, but I still got to talk about some of the stuff, right? So that's one thing. And so I want to prepare y'all for those of you who are in network marketing. And when you do hit levels of leadership, it's a lot of stuff. So hopefully maybe y'all won't have to deal with all the stuff I'm just told you about, but there's other things as well. Like when you build a big team, you know what happens is people are now looking to take your team, okay? I was always told that the best person to recruit in network marketing is someone who's already been in a company, who's already been in network marketing. And so I would have situations where, like, people would be pitching to my leaders, and I had one of my leaders who actually, without telling me, made a decision to leave. And it was very hurtful because, like, I had done so much. And, I get it though, because it's kind of like, I don't want to tell this person, like, I no longer want to be in the company, but like their income had went back and there's nothing I could really do about that. Right. So, you deal with a lot of that. Like, the bigger your organization, the more you become vulnerable for people stealing your group. And that is crazy because people get bored. I've had people that were a part of the company I was in that left, and it wasn't even about just money. So a lot of times people say, well, people are going to leave because of, no, that's not even, I know somebody that left, they were making $20,000 a month and they still left to go to another company. So it's a whole lot that comes into play. I'm telling you guys, it's crazy. And also, it's to me, it's a lot of fake relationships. To this day, I can say that many of the people that I used to call bro and sis, I do not even talk to anymore because I'm no longer in the industry. I was blackballed. And now if I would have decided to join another company, of course, come on in, Taria, we love you. It's like all that fakeness, right? And so I'm just not that girl. I don't like to be fake around people. I don't even want to be in a business where I feel that you ultimately, like a person that you despise, that you don't even trust, that you have to be in business. Now, I am growing as an entrepreneur, so I have learned that there's going to be some people where you may not necessarily love their personality, but you know that they're a hard worker, or you know that, they can be a great asset to your business. And I do have people that I bring into business with me. But if it's somebody that I'm not sure if I can trust them, as far as I can see them, I don't want to do business with them. And, you know, in that industry, like, y'all got a key. Because when you get on the stage, you can't show a disconnect within the organizations, even if it's sideline. Like, I have to get on stage and talk with you know, they gonna bring me up there with Sally Sue that I don't even like, because Sally Sue was over here talking trash or trying to recruit my people or trying to steal I mean, I'm telling you, this stuff goes on. And so it was just like, what in the hell? All right. Now, I do want to address some of the stuff where I've seen on YouTube where people are talking about, you know, how companies will change the products or have cheaper products or not as quality products. Hold on. And I'm going to try to make this not too long because I don't want to, you know, shoot, they might never let me back in network marketing because I'm putting all the tea on the table. Okay. So it's funny because I experienced that in the first company that I was in, where we had this amazing product that women loved. And then the company decided to change the people who were putting the product together. And they took it overseas to a company that was cheaper, and the product was falling apart. We were selling girdles and like body girdles and stuff. You know, they sit you in, had you looking real fine like a figure 8 shine. Okay. And so the first producers, they were like, those things, let me tell you something, them things were lasting forever, right? You put a woman in one of these things, honey, and she can wear that for a long time. But now it helped you to, well, I don't know, because I've heard people say they don't help you lose weight. But shoot, for me, I know I had to stop wearing that thing because I was getting too skinny. I like being thick, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so what they did was they ended up going to another manufacturer, and the product started falling apart like by the seams, and it was horrible, and it caused us a lot of challenges within the company. And then as a leader, you have to make sure that you call your organization, even though it's not your fault, and you have to confide in them what's going on, but not to the point where it causes them to lose faith in the company, but that they're still, you know, faithful in the company. Does that make sense? So we would have to have these calls like, y'all, this is what's going on, da 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 da. And this ain't even your damn fault. Now, everybody's income is affected because the company decided to take their stuff to a cheaper laborer, or, you know, or they've reduced the quality of the product, which I have come to see that happens in a lot of companies in network marketing. And the reason, and let me tell you, this is what I've come up with. I don't know if this is the real reason, but I'm going to tell you. I feel the reason is because sometimes in many companies, and I've been blessed to be a part of companies that have had crazy growth, like created millionaires, okay? I'm serious, y'all. The growth was so fast that people were making so much money that was causing the company to really not be profitable, right? And so they had to figure out a way, how can we bring in more profits, because we're paying out all these commissions. So you have to find a cheaper way to produce the product, that's one of my kind of theories, okay? So people call me a conspiracy theorist sometimes. So that's one of my theories, that they were losing money. So they had to figure out a way to make more money. I mean, because why else would you change a perfectly created product, right? And so that could be a reason, or just being greedy. But I'm going to try to believe that these companies, they're not just only being greedy, but they were trying to figure out a way to stay afloat. Because a lot of times when you're paying out these massive commissions, it's coming from the enrollments or the sales of the product. So anyways, so I've seen that happen in a lot of companies. And unfortunately, the people who have to pay the price are the distributors, the ones who are paying the money. And that's a sad situation. And you can't really, there's not much that you can really do if the powers that be make a decision to change manufacturers or have a cheaper product. You just have to try to keep it, stay focused. And know that with every network marketing company, there's always growing pains. So if you want to get in at the beginning of a company, you best believe you're going to be going through some treacherous storms, because that's what happens when a company grows, whether it's network marketing or traditional business. All right. So that's the thing. Now, I always like to make sure that whoever is leading that company, that they don't have a whole lot of negativity assigned to them. Because if you're following behind a crook, that's all that's going to happen is you're going to end up being in a crooked business. So make sure that you know who your leaders are. Okay. Now, the positives about the industry, I'm going to tell you guys, because if it wasn't for the industry, like, I would not be doing what I'm doing today. And I've helped more than 1,500 people now to become authors. We've helped several hundreds of them to become public speakers and coaches. And we're just continuing to grow. And I'm so thankful because it was because of the industry that I developed the leadership, that I developed the skills to be able to speak in front of thousands. You know, one event I spoke in front of over 10,000 people in multiple countries. I've been in multiple countries speaking. I've been able to travel to multiple countries all over the world because of the industry of network marketing. I've also had some great relationships. Now, unfortunately, like I told you, because I decided to leave, some of those relationships that I thought were authentic were not. However, there are some that are, and I still stay in communication. For all the other ones who were inauthentic and you're watching this video, y'all know what y'all can do with it. But anyways, sorry, I had to throw that in. I had to be petty. But anywho, so if it wasn't for the industry, y'all, I know for a fact I would not be where I am today. So the industry blessed me. And so even if you don't happen to be lucky enough to be one of those top income earners, which by the way is only first of all, 1% of the industry makes six figures. 3% of the industry makes a living. So 97% of most people in network marketing do not make any kind of significant income. However, what I want you to understand is that if you are in a company that does focus on personal development, if you're in a company that focuses on, leadership and recognition, pay attention to all of that. Like, pay attention to how many events they have a year. One thing I learned from the previous company I was in is that you've got to have events. You got to have events, period. And the reason why is because when people go into their own, life and stuff like that, most of us are consumed with nothing but negativity. And so the reason why you have these monthly events or weekly meetings is so that you can help to change people's environments. And so that taught me a lot about how to build my own business, because the truth is the same in regular business. Also, quarterly major events, these are things I learned, how to recognize people. If it's one thing I've truly learned is that most people in network marketing do not stay because of income. I told you 97% don't make money. The reason why they stay is because of recognition, the opportunity to be recognized for your work. Because when you think about it, most of us, after we graduate high school, if we even graduate high school, most of us, that's the last time we're ever recognized for doing anything significant. So the industry as a whole is a great place to be around because they really make you feel good, right? Now, they do have some times where you have companies where they create like this God type of situation where people, when they meet you, they're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And they used to be shaking and afraid to talk to you. And granted, I was one of those people where there used to be some leaders where I was just intimidated because they create this God type of syndrome where they make that person seem bigger than life, which, yeah, we should definitely honor a person for the success they've had. But like, it shouldn't be to the point where, honey, I can't even speak to you because, sweetie, if I punch you or stab you with a little fork or something, you're going to bleed just like I bleed. We all the same. So that whole God, y'all know what I'm trying to think? What's the word? It may come to me, but that irritated the hell out of me. And I used to tell people, like, when they would meet me, because sometimes people would even act like that towards me. I'm like, yo, like, for real, trust me, like, the only thing I did differently is I just like do meetings all the freaking time. And I stay positive and I make sure to because the average person is not going to do the work in network marketing. That's why they don't make the money. So I want y'all to understand, like, there's some pros and cons to it. But with anything worth having, you don't ever hear a millionaire say everything was positive. There's people that say trading is a scam. Some people say real estate is a scam. You know how many people say, like, all these different types of industries, there's always somebody complaining. And so what I want you to understand is that if you are in network marketing, there's a lot of bullshit shiggity that takes place too, but learn to look at what you can take away from it. Don't make this your end all be all, because you don't own the network marketing company. Oh, and that's another thing that's misleading. I don't like how a lot of times in some companies, they will mislead you to feel like you own this business. You do not own your network marketing company. If there's, listen, If you've got to sign a document when you get started that has policies and procedures that tells you what you can and cannot do, that means you don't own it. You are a distributor. You don't get to do everything 100%. You don't own it. If the company decides today that they want to shut down, they can and don't have to pay you. I have met several leaders to this day have been in companies where they owe them 20 to 40,000 to 50,000, 100. I met somebody one day. They was like, look, this company I was in, they were supposed to pay me 100,000. They shut down, disappeared, and we never heard from them. So don't put all your eggs in that basket. If I could change anything, I swear to God, y'all, that would have been the one thing I would have done. I would have focused on getting the value from this industry and not leaving all my income in that company. Because when the shit hits the fan, it hits it. It drops, and it can drop fast. And if a company shut down, ain't nothing you can do. If they decide they want to shut your back office down. I remember one time I got a message from my company, which, by the way, at that point, I had stopped building. When I decided that I wanted to write my book and I saw how I was treated, like I lost all my motivation for that company. And not just how I was treated from the company from a standpoint of the, like corporate, but from the people that I thought were my friends. I was just like, yo, I don't want no parts of this, right? But what I can say is that I was able to take away so much, positivity from what I learned. So I took that into my own thing. But I forgot what my point was. I don't even know. Y'all get it. So again, there's pros and cons to it all. Some of these people that are up here complaining about the industry, I felt like as a person who is a woman or a person who did earn six figures, who learned a lot from the industry, I felt like y'all needed to hear from a perspective of someone who won. And no, I didn't have a special lucky number. No, the only thing that I will say that was different from me is that my work ethic was ridiculous. It was like ridiculous. And my work ethic is still ridiculous today. And I can just proudly say that I worked my ass off. And I worked my ass off in those companies. But I made sure I loved the result, not necessarily the journey. Because you're not going to always love the journey. Even with what I do today, I don't always love the journey, but I love the result. All right. So if you're thinking of joining a network marketing company, I want to encourage you. There's three things I always tell people to look for. Number one, look up your leadership. Make sure that you are not following behind someone who is a jumper. A jumper is somebody that gets into a company and 6 months they go to another company. Another 6 months they go to another company. And another 6 months. Find you someone that stays stable. Okay. Because if they're known for jumping every 6 months, they're going to jump in this company too. Okay. Also, figure out who your leadership is up high. Like, go up to the top. Find out how far you are from the top. Find out who's leading them. You're the person you're enrolling, because just in case they do jump, because life happens, you want to know that the person that's above them may be there. You got to figure out your lineage. And then also make sure you pay attention to what's being said. The biggest thing that most people don't understand about when branding yourself, when it comes to branding yourself, it's not about colors and logos and pictures. Some of y'all think if I keep taking new pictures, no. The brand is what people say about you. And so pay attention to what these people are being said, what's being said about these leaders. Number two is, how is the system set up? So for me, that was important because I knew that everybody that I had brought in would not necessarily be able to get to the top. Was it possible? Yeah. But was it probable? No. And so I wanted to make sure that even if they couldn't build, did they have a system in place where the product or the service itself would still help them to make money? That's important to know. And then number three, which is so important, is, do you actually like the product or service? Now, I have had people that say, well, because we were in a coffee business, say, well, I don't even drink coffee, but I'm going to sell this thing. Well, you still want to make sure it's something where you might not be passionate necessarily about the product, but maybe the results that it gives to people. Okay. They always say in network marketing to be a product of the product. Yeah, well, you do want to definitely make sure that it's something that you can be, excited about, right? So hopefully this video helped you. If it did, leave a comment below. If not, I really don't care. But I wanted to tell my truth because I thought it was important, and I definitely shared some stuff that a lot of people didn't know. And for those of you who maybe you were my friend in network marketing, or maybe you felt like you could reach out to me for whatever somebody said about me to you, just know that was a lie. Okay. But you can definitely always stay connected. I have no bitter feelings towards anybody from the industry. And some of the people who did me the worst, they've reached out and we're cool. Okay. So, but let me just say, this happens in all kind of businesses. It's not just network marketing. All right. So with that said, I'm out. Deuces.